Welcome to One-on-One with Expert Flyer. I'm your host, Lisa Caslin, and today we've got a wonderful guest. Her name is Bama Lutes Deal, and she is a cultural concierge in the county of Palm Beach, Florida. Welcome, Bama.
Thank you, Lisa. It's great to meet you.
Great to meet you too. So, I have actually never spoken to a cultural concierge before. Why might that be?
I don't think there are any others, to tell you the truth. Here in the Palm Beaches, we're a county the size of the state of Rhode Island, and we have counted up the opportunities visitors would have to be engaged in art and culture. And by that, I mean everything from the performing arts to the fine arts to very bespoke and special experiences. We counted more than 42,000 opportunities annually for people
Wow.
to find things to do, whether it's to go to a brand new play reading or to go to a beautiful operatic performance, or to go behind the scenes and enjoy a tour backstage at the Kravis Center of the Performing Arts. We have all kinds of opportunities in the area. So the idea came about as helping the traveler that wants those things, the cultural tourist, if you will,
Uh-huh.
find what they're looking for. If they're an art collector, if they want a very magical kind of experience that involves art, but it's a little more meditative, they'd call me and I'd help them find their way. So we created this to make it easy.
So how long have you been in this position? How long have you offered this service?
We started it. We launched this program in November of 2015.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we're just coming up on the first anniversary. Spent a little time thinking about it and developing some of the support, the website, and some of the branding for it, and that sort of stuff. But then, we had a plan, and we've been creating this network within the county and working with our arts partners throughout the county so that they understand that tourists want to be in their audiences too and want to visit their venues.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously, and I know you must have an embarrassment of riches when it comes to cultural attractions, but I mean, when you think Florida, when you think, Palm Beach, you think of, upscale living, nightlife, right? And these beautiful, beautiful beaches. You don't necessarily automatically think of the arts. So give us just a little bit of an example, I guess, if you will, of some of the options that somebody who's interested in cultural experience, what they might, look to explore with you.
Well, as you know, culture is a very, very big word. If someone is looking for a New York City Michael Feinstein a cabaret, we have that. You just need to know at which hotel. It's at the Royal Room at the Colony Hotel. And we have an array of artists that come and perform in this beautiful, intimate setting. So you're not going to miss your New York and your culture if you're at the Colony enjoying that while you're at the beach. It's possible to put them together. It's almost the hidden secret of our community is how culturally rich we have always been. Not just cabaret. We have a 50-year-old opera company. We have the
Wow.
Norton Museum of Art that was established in the 1950s and is a beautiful venue. We have the Boca Raton Museum of Art. We have 3 universities within the county, and we have plenty of beautiful theater venues for people. So we have plenty to offer.
You do. Okay. So let's say, tell me how this works. Let's say I am planning a trip. I want to go to Palm Beach County. I'm not really sure what it is exactly I want to do. I have a fair idea. I like history. I like art. And I, of course, want to relax in splendor and beauty. So I call you up, and what happens next?
I'm going to send you to maybe the Ann Norton Sculpture Garden and Artist Studio in West Palm Beach, because that's one of those hidden little gems. It is a tropical wonderland. It's filled with orchids and beautiful trees, and it's sort of like a wild jungle experience. You go into the artist's actual home.
Oh,
She
wow.
was married to Mr. Norton, who founded the Norton Museum, but she was an artist of very high caliber in her own right. And you wander through her gardens, and all of a sudden you see these monolithic sculptures, and they were placed in that way that she had built, and you just, where am I? Who knew this was here? And it's the most beautiful setting. So I would start there. You can, and if you like, the cultural concierge can call ahead and set a little lunch up for you. They offer that there. They have special services. They do cocktails. If you want to have a little wine reception there, they can organize all those kinds of activities. It's just knowing who to call, who knows who to call. And it's in the arts and the culture of Milo writ large throughout our area. So I would say there, it's a very short walk to the Norton Museum of Art. We could arrange a curated tour for you. We could take you walking a little further along the waterfront in West Palm Beach and show you kind of an overview of what that city has to offer. We could head south and we could go to artist studios up and down the coastline. We have a lot of venues for exploring galleries and studios and seeing new art. We have kinetic art in Boynton Beach that's installed all throughout the city that's just glorious, and it comes in from all over the world, but it's just part of how we live here.
Very cool.
We're very lucky.
Is there a cost associated with this?
No, this is a complimentary service of the Cultural Council of Palm Beach County.
Wow, that's wonderful. So how far in advance would one need to get in touch with you to have this itinerary created for them?
Well, what I do is whenever they want to, most travelers look about 53 days out. They start planning their trip and they spend endless hours going a little blurry-eyed in front of a computer, and I spare them that. They can call 3 days ahead or 3 weeks or 3 months ahead. It really is different with each caller or each person that sends an email. The number to call is 561-214-8082.
Okay.
And the email is concierge, CONCIERGE at palmbeachculture.com. And they would reach out to me and say when they're coming, what they'd like to do. And then I'll probably talk to them a little further. I usually call them right back if I can so we can speak for a few minutes. And that sets me on my way. And then I'll send them what I think based on their dates and where they are in this large county. I don't, if they're in Boca Raton, I want to make sure it's drivable distance for them. And at that time of year, what's going on that's the best of the best. That's what I try to find.
Okay, that's great. So speaking of which, before I let you go, here we are in the throes of fall. Yay. Although it doesn't feel like it today, does it? It's in the 80s here in New York. I don't know what it is for you, but
we're just right now. Just cool and beautiful.
Good. So is there anything coming up if somebody, was thinking about taking maybe even a short trip down to you guys in Florida? Is there anything exciting happening in terms of, festivals or events or, exhibits or what have you?
There's always plenty going on. There's something called Canvas Outdoor Art Museum, and in the past it's a second year that we've done this here, but it's all over West Palm Beach, downtown West Palm Beach, and they painted murals last year, huge murals, and they had 15 artists. They had a mural coming out of the Lake Worth Lagoon up on the seascape, on the seawall, under a bridge. They had art everywhere you turned, and they have a lot of affiliated programming that goes with that, a lot of businesses that get involved. So that's one. Coming up in February, we have the Elmar Oliveira International Violin Competition with a $30,000 first prize. It's the very first year of this competition. And Elmar Oliveira is one of the leading solo violinists in the world, the first to win an Avery Fisher Prize. And he's a resident here in the Palm Beaches. Because we are such a beautiful destination, a lot of beautiful people come here.
Yes.
A lot of very, very talented artists are our year-round guests. They live here. This is home. Miami City Ballet is about to kick off its season. They do more performances in the Palm Beaches than they do in Miami. We have a beautiful Kravis Center for the Performing Arts, so that would be a great place to go. It really varies from one person to the next, and I can't pick a favorite.
Okay.
I have so many.
They're like your children, right?
They really are. They really are. We have venues in the North County area, up in Jupiter. We have the Palm Beach, West Palm Beach Central area here in Lake Worth, where our Cultural Council office, that's another place to visit. We have a beautiful free art gallery and a visitor information center here on Lake Avenue, and that's where my office is located, so I could even meet people there. I could hand them maps and brochures, of course, but generally I give them something a little more custom, and even make phone calls for them. I can get seats upgraded sometimes, and depending on what's available and what time someone comes.
This is great.
Best. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, thank you. This is a wonderful perk, and thank you so much for sharing it with our listeners. If somebody wants to check out your website, what is it?
palmbeachculture.com/concierge.
Okay, Bama, thank you so much. It was wonderful to have you.
Thank you, Lisa. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.